They just need to iron out their timings. Number one, yeah, you have the glue on your side, but make sure that the Phoveus doesn't run rampant against you in the first 2 turtles of the game.
Yep.
Number 2, just clean up your execution so you don't get punished by a Glacier coming from the Aurora.
We'll see if the adjustments are going to be made either on either side here. ONIC Philippines, a little bit of different draft and solving the issues from game 1. And now for Twisted Minds, will this one, even the debut pick for the Guinevere, be enough to win a series against ONIC Philippines as we jump into game number 3?
Woo! Look at that Revenant of Rose's skin on the Alpha Man.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yep.
I just say, hey, it's a legend.
Yeah, I told Naisu reminded me a lot of another popular video game character.
Well, I'm going to be happy to see it this time around. You know, with this too, I want to see how this Aurora is going to fit into this equation. I feel like even for Escalera, this is a very different game than the previous 2 ones he played.
Yeah.
Because of the Guinevere.
Yeah. Haji still ended up getting the Little Wanderer
He
there.
finessed it.
Yeah. There's a quick use. Let's see. It's going to be you pull yourself together. So the more assists that Escalera can get, the quicker he'll be able to access his flicker. And whatever item effect that he's going to be going, I believe that was the... Okay, conceal. He can get conceals much quicker.
Yeah, stacks up to 20%.
Yep.
Starts at 12 and then grows up even longer. MP the King here, compromised by Kirk. In comes Escalera. Jump in all of them, and ONIC just retreats. Now James Phoveus Gloria stopping ONIC's push.
Okay, so still, they were deep into the jungle this early on. Nothing will convert of it though, and now?
Oh, Kelra! Close!
Super close on that one. We've been seeing a lot of this in the side lanes, you know, XP and Gold, where they just break out in the 1v1s, but they will go ahead and force back. The turtle is up now though, still waiting for some of these level 4s. Little jump on in from Escalera, but right now King Kong should be able to just go ahead and grab this, it looks like.
Yep, look at MP the King going for the flank. Not spotted just yet. Brusco looking for the taunt. Finds the Dauntless, and that is going to be a secure here.
Oh,
James with the steal from out of nowhere, taking down King Kong too. And it looks like there's nothing on the clapback by ONIC. Superpins, wings by wings away. And James throwing up that emote available now in the shop. Happy with what they got away with.
This is what we were talking about for ONIC Philippines, and the 2 conditions that we told them they should meet were not met. They didn't watch out for the friggin' Glacier, and they let James just jump all over them for that first turtle. They can't allow that to happen again for the second. If they do, then that means Twisted Minds might snowball.
Yeah, right this. They're going to have to rely to go ahead and help King Kong secure his orange. You can already see MP the King was over at the purple and just took it, so this might be a little bit troublesome, you know, for ONIC Philippines to respond to. Carol pops the Zaman Force.
Yep, forcing MP the King back, down to a third of his health. Again, all this aggression from ONIC not leading to much is going to be problematic.
Alright.
Space escape here, the thump by Escalera. Brusco gets caught by some poke.
Good control around the mid. The Twisted Minds are willing to poke out Brusco every time they see him.
Yeah.
One of the keys to victory that we mentioned earlier, they need to make sure that Brusco and Super Prince are uncomfortable with their rotations, and so far they have been checking that. So I did mention that I'll prefer the lineup of ONIC Philippines to go into this one, but so far Twisted Minds have been playing it a little bit better. A little bit more disciplined and sharper compared to the Super Fam.
Yeah, at that point too, it's more so, again, what is the kind of win condition here for ONIC Philippines with this lineup that they have. You know, we saw that the previous game, they had to wait till the late game, you know, 15 minutes plus. But this one, it should come online a little bit faster, especially since you have a Farsa on your favor. But it just seems like, well, you mentioned the aggression isn't playing a part.
Kelra here, struggling the lane against Outplayed, which
armor
is explaining why Outplayed was able to rotate much faster on that first turtle. Now, second turtle up, Twisted Minds wailing away. The jump in, James confirms it. Super Prince with one magic bomb, plus a combo by James and another Glacier. Brusco does not get the AOG. 2 kills for the Ultimate Fighter. Double knockout. Now Hajizi has Kirk on him. Might not be able to finish the job. The KDA machine will not get away as the turtle still stands. That's a secure here for Twisted.
Oh, Escalera. Okay, he's not gonna be able to get Calro, but man, the setup there with James and Escalera,
Yeah.
that was perfect.
I mean, the Dark Wave does count as a mini knock-up, and that helps set up for the Guinevere.
Yeah.
So, new combo unlocked, I guess. Phoveus and Guinevere together, they were so focused on just diving onto Super Frizz, and that was the right call.
Man, right now, too. With that, I'm so surprised just how much of an advantage Twisted Minds is able to go ahead and grab this early on. And it's the same thing. James was 3-0 before. I mean, we're going to take a look at the replay here in just a second. We'll see what we're talking about with the Dark Wave. Look at the setup right there with the Spatial Migration and Violent Requiem.
Ooh.
And then the Glacier, too.
Yeah, he didn't even need to migration. Since the knock-up, he played out of the knock. Wait, Kelra!
Down bottom, Kelra, 3v1! Kelra pushes back the rest of Twisted! What? And the gold standard survives. I can't say the same for that tier 1 in bot.
Okay,
be careful. Outplayed. He's going to look for an angle.
That's Sonata off by about 3.5 inches.
Okay. Close call there. Good news for ONIC Philippines that Keller was able to survive that as long as he did. But yeah, again, Escalera first went in migration, flicker, and it was sidestep. He actually missed that. But he played off of the knock-up from the Dark Wave, and since they were knocked up, he just used his ultimate right away with the Violet Requiem, continuing that whole knock-up thing that Guinevere has it with her passive.
So the new Wombo combo.
Disgusting. That was what? A net 4.5 seconds in the air?
Yeah.
Now people know what to bring into their next rank games.
Basically forever in MLBB time, you know?
That's true. That's just about as bad as yesterday's toss-up into an Earth Shatter and then an arrow. So that's a whole lot of not being able to play. Now, still, it's Twisted Minds with a good lead, 2,000 ahead. They've got 2 turtles. They're most likely going to be able to control this one, too, as they get ready to take the 3rd and last turtle of the game. ONIC Philippines is actually posting up again, though. James will jump in with the Infernal Pursuit.
That's 3 members of ONIC bearing down on the Ultimate Fighter, and Super Prince struggling to hold his ground. AOG spent by Brusco already, and that's another turtle scored. Safe with Twisted. And just like that, ONIC are scrambling.
James is an absolute menace with this Phoveus. Super Prince can't get into position, and it's ruining the team fighting formation of ONIC Philippines. They're forced to respond to the Phoveus, and they can't contest objectives.
Yeah, it almost feels like this one might come in the hands of a late game again, especially for Calra to get online. Super Prince hasn't been able to get the positioning like you mentioned, Renmar. And, 1v1.
All right, King Kong versus MP. Up top, MP looking for the engagement. In comes James, the Ultimate Fighter. Suddenly it's a 2v1. King Kong saying, hey, that's not fair. I thought we were going mano-a-mano. And the beast gets slain.
He chose that fight.
In mid, though, Escalera tries to find Super Prince. Kelra to the rescue. And that is going to be a trade. 1-for-1. Can this turret stand? The Zaman Force fades away. So does the wave. Twisted Minds unable to push just yet.
Yeah, can't push just yet. They do still hold on to that top tier 1 turret, but King Kong's going to not only lose his life, but lose the orange too.
Grand Theft Orange.
Not able to get the buff. His purple's up, but now it looks like Twisted Minds wants to take this mid tier 1 turret. They'll go elsewhere here. So still maintaining that lead, building up the gold lead as well a little bit more. Jump.
Oh, Brusco finds the tail end of the model on Aurora, and Kelra takes down Hajizi. Clean pickoff for ONIC.
Good read and account by ONIC Philippines and Brusco. I was thinking that Hajizi still had his flicker, but it was still 26 seconds before it would come back. So that play was started off of ONIC Philippines checking the battle spell of that Aurora. Looks like they called it at some point, and Brusco still had the timer in mind and said, you know what, he doesn't have flicker, I'm going to go ahead and jump this.
Yeah, and now in this game 3, it's actually King Kong, 2-3 levels behind MP the King, so it's him trying to catch up, but he's going to go ahead and start up the Lord here. This first Lord of the game is now up. Brusco doesn't have the Avatar of the Guardian just yet, the ultimate, so he might go ahead. They'll try to delay this to see if they can make a play. He does hold on to the Revitalize. Oh, man. Everybody's got everything they need, but it's going to go for the reset.
3-level gap. Oh, let's go!
In comes Escalera, finds one. The response, Midnight Strike from Super Prince. King Kong has fallen. Kelra takes that outplayed. And the gold standard, the god in the gold lane, the Filipino savage, might walk away with a triple. careful here. James gets rid down on by Kirk. MP the King will not survive that engagement. Kelra gets 3. Can he find more? Kirk looking to stop him, slow him down. The Ultimate Fighter and the KDA Machine back off, the only survivors.
The guts on Kelra to say, sorry, King, you got caught, but let me do something about that. He used the Zaman Force on the backup of Twisted Minds, immediately going for Outplayed and Hajizi, breaking Twisted Minds' tempo and formation in that fight. And I doubt that Twisted Minds were ready for Kelra to be that aggressive in that sequence.
Yeah, and again, it's them working through that KK connection. They bring it forward, and what that team fight did is it evened things out. So no more is that 3K gold lead that Twisted Minds was holding on, and now it's an even game. They can go ahead and get in position for this Lord to set it up. But Twisted Minds, you know, after that loss in that minute, which again, they started. It was Escalera that jumped in for that. So they'll have to kind of think twice now, especially now that Kelra's online.
I can hear the 808s, the beats building up. The Lord dances upon us. King Kong and James first to the scene. Watch where Kelra is. Of all the members of ONIC, he's the only one who doesn't really need a favorable position. Lord at half health. Look at this push down bottom. James gets caught out. Kirk looking in. Escalera with the jump. Super Prince with a feathered airstrike. Revitalize comes in. Escalera down. Lord still standing. James gets taken down by Kelra. Down goes one more. 2 for another. Down goes MP. The Lord here all for ONIC taken. 3 for none. ONIC wins that one.
ONIC just got everything, and even the delay there on securing the Lord. King Kong spots out MP. Blade of the Alphas him, and then they kill him before they take the Lord.
ONIC Philippines had to force a comeback, and they found it yet again. Twisted Minds in the one major sequence that they couldn't get Super Prince and mess up his positioning and timing. That's the one they lose. Even though they responded very well, the combo of Escalera and Hajizi together, they just could not stand the feathered airstrike that Super Prince was hitting down on them from afar. And now with the Lord marching up top, this could actually be a win for the fam.
Feathered airstrike by Super Prince. Kirk gets squished here. That's a kill for Twisted. A man down for ONIC. That's going to slow down the siege.
Slowing down the siege. It's 1 turret down. And ONIC Philippines will go ahead and call off the base siege. They'll take the rest of the jungle if they can. And now they got themselves a good lead, 5K up. But it looks like that's all they're going to get. They're going to go ahead and get back in position for this. So Twisted Minds, taking a look at the items here. How are things coming into place at almost 13 minutes in?
This is the gold laners. Kelra already almost full build, still waiting for the 4th core item for Outplayed's Granger, while for the mid lane a significant lead actually for Super Prince. 3 core items up to a Truncheon and only up to a Bloodwing, so the 2nd item there for Hajizi after going for the glowing wand first. So yeah, ONIC Philippines have the lead in damage.
They definitely do, and you're seeing it because the beginning of the game, Super Prince couldn't play, man. You know, he was dealing with just James everywhere. But look at this, taking control of the purple. They'll go ahead and take it now. MP the King does not have that, so the pendulum has basically shifted now completely for ONIC Philippines at this point in the game, and it's Twisted Minds working from the back foot. They'll get what they can, but this is ultimately going to lead into the next Lord here in about a minute.
Yeah, with Kirk building up finally an Athena shield, he should be able to sustain team fights longer, while James opted to go for the Winter Crown, actually. Interesting choice, but I think he's going to be playing off of the capability to buy time a little bit so that he could reset his enhanced basic attack and even force out dodges, waiting for those dashes from ONIC.
That, and ONIC is very ult reliant.
Yeah.
As soon as the Zaman Force fades, as soon as the salvos from the feathered airstrike drops, maybe then, you know, James Phobius can come through. That's why the Winter Truncheon crown was built here this early. What is that, item 3, item 4?
Item 3 for James.
High prio. So, again, it's clear, ladies and gentlemen, in Twisted Minds Rise, James is a significant role player. Like, they rely on James so much.
He has been the whole series. You know, he's been fantastic up to this point.
He is them.
He is them. Because even at the beginning of this game, that's why Twisted Minds were in control, because of this Phobius. And so we'll have to see the utilization of the Winner's Crown in the fight. So Lord is going to be started up. I expect ONIC Philippines to take this a little bit slow too, so they can get that position advantage because they are so ultimate based. Escalera picks up an Athena's shield before this fight breaks out. That might be able to help them withstand some of that just onslaught with the magic burst from Super Prince. So we're at half health on the Lord now. Hajizi goes back mid. He's got to clear that top wave. They're going to get information here.
They force it.
They might force this.
The beat's building up. It looks like ONIC has decided to blast the Lord, and they're looking for an engagement. Escalera with a concealed. Kurt has a beat on him. James can't jump in. That's it. Second Lord for ONIC.
Textbook. ONIC were playing our AOG forces. The flicker out. Yeah, ONIC Philippines were looking at their minion waves up top and in the mid. The moment it was crashing into the base of Twisted Minds, they said it's go time. Good zone out by Kirk, Prince, and Brusco to make sure that ONIC will get that Lord without a problem. And this is going to be a difficult defense for Twisted Minds. But maybe that Winter Crown will come in big for James to set something up for the Minds.
Hey, if ONIC Philippines did in the previous game, game 2, can't count out Twisted Minds. Even with a lineup like this, they're built to be able to pull up a great setup with that wombo combo we've been talking about. So Lord will slowly make its way now on the top side. That turret's gone. Conceal's going to be used here on the bottom side. Base worked on. Turret's going to go down. Bottom mid as well. Here they go.
Preemptive ult by Super Prince. Mid gets pushed in. Bottom lane as well. And the collapse by ONIC. Down goes Escalera. Kelra dashing around. Salmon Force gets dropped. AOG in the backline by Brusco. And game 3 in the series go to the Super Fam.